What's going on, guys? Vic back at you again with another GameCase video. In this one, we're going to talk about the Xbox 360 controllers and how to connect it to your laptop. So now remember, every GameCase now will have two Xbox 360 controllers wireless that will go along with the GameCase. Now the reason why you have Xbox 360 controllers is for a couple of systems. They work a lot better with the Xbox controller than with the arcade stick. The three systems that really you're going to use this for are the Nintendo GameCube, the N64, and the Sega Dreamcast. These will not work with any other system. Not PC game. These will work with the PC games, but this will not work for the Sega 32X. It won't work for the NES, the Super Nintendo. It will not work for that. You just can't have two USB coders inside the emulator. It's very difficult. You could, but that's where you're getting into the whole issue problem. So I don't deal with it. Your arcade sticks will work with everything besides the GameCube, the N64, and the Dreamcast. Your 360 controllers will work with those three, the N64, the GameCube, the Dreamcast, along with the PC games. The PC games in the earlier GameCase editions, they did all work off of the arcade stick. There are a couple of games that gave a couple of hiccups. It was a little bit of a issue, which is why I do suggest that any PC game, I do really suggest that you play with the Xbox 360 controller. The only game I believe that will work with the arcade stick is Street Fighter 4. Street Fighter 4 will work with the arcade stick, the Xbox 360 controller. Now without further ado, let's check out how to plug in your 360 controllers and all that. The main thing it uses is this wireless receiver. You need the wireless receiver for the Xbox 360 controllers to work. The main important thing to remember is that you cannot have the Zinmo controller connected with the wireless receiver. If you do that, it's going to think that your Xbox controllers are player 3 and 4. Nothing works with players 3 and 4. It would make the whole system go crazy. So the first thing to make sure is that you do not have the arcade sticks plugged in if you're going to use the Xbox 360 controllers. Let's say you started up Hyperspin and you were playing MAM Arcade, and now you want to play a system that requires the Xbox 360 controllers. If you do that, I do highly recommend that you exit Hyperspin. You close the Joy to Key system. Remember to close the Joy to Key program. And then take out your Zinmo and then put in your receiver and start Hyperspin again. You need to do that procedure. It's a must. If you don't do it and you skip one of those steps, it's going to cause the computer to not freak out. I don't want to use that word, but it won't work. If you are going to play starting with the arcade sticks and you want to switch to the 360 controllers, you have to exit Hyperspin. Make sure you exit Joy to Key, and you're going to reboot Hyperspin after you remove the USB for the Zinmo controller. So right now I do have Jenku's laptop set up with the Zinmo controller connected. As you can see right here, we have one wire, which is the Zinmo, one wire for the LEDs. If you're not sure which one is which, you could unplug one. I know which one it is. The LED one is always the shorter USB. You can leave the LEDs on, but you're going to unplug the Zinmo controller. As far as the wireless receiver now, you can either plug the wireless receiver into the back there. For right now, I'm going to actually plug it into the side of the laptop here. You're going to plug in your USB. You're going to see your wireless receiver turns green. You're going to get your GameCase already linked with the Xbox 360 controllers. Will already be linked to your receiver, so you don't have to do the connection and all that again. Okay. Best thing is to start up your Xbox 360 controller. You'll hear the Windows chime, and you got player 1 set and ready. If you want to use player 2, I do suggest you turn these on before you start Hyperspin. Player 1, player 2. Now again, my Zinmo controller is not connected. I'm going to go to Hyperspin at the bottom. I did include the Hyperspin now at the bottom, your taskbar. I'm going to raise up this. I'm really not going to try to do any cuts, while we do this. Let it load, and you're gonna see your controller is gonna work with that. Okay, again, my Zinmo is not connected. Nothing works with this. The LEDs are on, but your Zinmo is not connected. Okay, let's go down. Again, the only system it's gonna work with is the Nintendo GameCube, your Dreamcast, and the N64. Okay, as you can see, I could press A just like normal. It's thinking that this is the Zinmo controller. That's why it's able to work. We'll pick Rampage again, one time and one time only. Only press it one time. I can't stress that enough. One time. It'll load up. Leave it alone. Let it load. And now we're ready to go. There we go. Okay. Again, I have player 1. I could press start. I could go down. I could change to 2 players. And as you can see, I already have everything ready to go. Oops. Mimics it just like that. Your right sticks here are your actual C buttons on that. I'm going to try to do this one-handed, but as you can see, I'm able to go. I'm using my right thumb. And we're good. Now with this though, since you don't have access to the Zinmo controller, you have to press the escape key on the laptop to exit. You have to. Let's zoom out. Okay. Let's go into another one. Again, this is your main ones. Again, you can't exit out of this. You have to press escape key on that. And the 360 controller works perfectly. Now since we're here, I'm going to be able to show you the new games that we did add. I will not be adding any more systems. Systems are done. I maxed out on systems, the most important ones. I will have a game list. I do know I need to put a game list up, but the systems are done. The only additions really are the PC games. I really aim for mostly the indie games, arcade style games. It's very difficult to put known games. Like right now I'm trying to put Tekken 7, but it's too big of a file, so I'm not really going to waste my time on that. Mostly, again, the PC games are very indie-like games. So for example, like we have Too Dark, 88 Heroes. I've always had Broforce. The biggest one I just recently added was Injustice. Injustice 1 is on there now. You got King of Fighters. That's the newest one, XIV. NBA Playgrounds is a new one. What do we got? What else do we have? I got South Park, The Stick of Truth. That's a new one. Street Fighter 5. Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is the biggest one too also now. Again, these here are the PC games. Those are the ones that you'll really see the new additions to that I really would add on to. The thing to keep in mind is that because the Joy to Key system works, the PC games I really suggest that you do not launch inside of Hyperspin. I'm going to show you what to do on that. Again, because of the Joy to Key, it might confuse your keyboard inputs, thinking that this is a different button than what it should be. So if you're going to run the PC games, I suggest that you exit out of Hyperspin. You will see a new tab now on your desktop that I've added, which it says here is PC games. Once you go to PC games, there is a little kind of text document that you could read, but this is your PC game folder. Basically, once you open up the folder, it's going to give you every single PC game that you saw in Hyperspin. I do highly suggest that you launch the PC game from here. If you're going to play the PC game and use the Xbox 360 controllers, you're better off coming here and launching it here. This way, the Joy to Key doesn't really confuse you. Now, also keep in mind, you have to close Joy to Key to make sure that it just won't interfere. So if, let's say, you want to play some South Park, you just click on that, you press the enter button, let it boot up, and you're ready to play it. That's it. Your controller will work perfectly and flawlessly. That's the newest edition, guys. We're going to keep going. We'll keep making more videos when I have time, but those are the big things to really point out. I hope you guys are enjoying them. Any questions, feel free to hit me up.